Hello, hello. Um, well, welcome back everybody. We're playing Final Fantasy 14. You'll be doing the recent patch of MSQ. And, well, yeah, that's about it. Yippee! Where is this place? Yippee. Okay, it's over here. Yippee! Meow. Yippee! People are here. Hello, show. If you have a moment, Rose, Geode wants to take stock of the current crisis. Oblivion may be lacking the finer details in certain areas, so we'd like you to lend your perspective onto the conversation. Sorry to drag you into our meeting, but we need to get a bit. I can't read that fast. First things first then. Let's discuss the state of the machine malfunctions. Every single sector reported instances of sentries attacking citizens without provocation. Vehicles is suddenly becoming unresponsive to controls. And while these malfunctions were resolved fairly quickly, they nevertheless resulted in a considerable number of injuries and deaths. But you haven't heard anything about new incidents since then, right? Right. No additional reports have been logged as far as I know. That's the good news. The bad news is I tried to take control of the soldiers when they started hurting people, but they wouldn't listen to me, even though I had the king's authority. Once things calmed down, I was finally able to make them give up their weapons. But if it happens again, I don't know if they'll ignore me like before. The king of Resolve's authority is about the highest there is. Who is this man that can override it with such impurity? Calyx. He lived in the age of the Stormer Surge, as I did. Lest you forget, he was known for his advancements in electro technology, and it was he who established preservation for the purpose of furthering his research. The wasting disease which affected him, however, was said to leave him scant 3 years left to live. He must have chosen to undergo conversion into an endless, that he might continue his efforts into the present day. Preservation's early goals seem too noble enough. Explain treatments for love and sickness, design a rekeep score system, that sort of thing. Why harm the people he was... why harm the people he was trying to help? I do not pretend to fully understand Calyx's motivations, only that he appeared licensed by what he saw as mankind's failings. He asserted that the strategy of adapting our species through generational succession was outdated, that evolution now requires us to forsake bodies of flesh in favor of eternal preservation. We've already seen how he's employed the simulant to convince Alexandrians that endless conversion is their only hope for survival. Eternal life is assured for 5,000 who registered their neo-regulators. But this is merely one part of Calyx's greater plan. He wants the key to interdimensional fusion. With that relic in his possession, he will draw Aether for the reflections and expand his efforts to create endless 1,000-fold. It's a lot of words. If we meet to follow Calyx's schemes, then our only option is to determine where he's hiding and put him down. Which unfortunately is easier said than done. I've been scouring the terminal we found in the depths of the Everkeep, but I failed to uncover even a slight trace of his activities. Give me a little more time, though, and I'm sure I can sniff him out. I'll help you. While Guja and Shao are working on that, I think we're going to take a look around town. I want to make sure no new problems have cropped up, as well as search for any information that might lead us to Calyx. You're welcome to come along. Another malfunction could happen at any time, and I'd be glad to have some brawlers at my back. Count me in. Oh, I predicted what Cryo was gonna say. Raha and the others are helping Oblivion patrol the other levels of the keep. So shall we stick to the streets of Solution 9? Sounds like a plan. Thanks, you two. I appreciate the company. I have to speak with the city's administrators about bringing in the Lance Guard. I want our soldiers around to protect those who are moving to Tulliola. Alfionad and Alice will be joining me for the meeting, so the three of us can cover that sector as well as we're done. If I may, I'd like to join Rose's group if you'll have me. The more mouths ask questions, the merrier. As long as you're aware of the dangers. Thank you. I'll do my best not to be a burden. I'm more worried about you, Jude. Don't do anything stupid. You'll change your tune once we get back. With the good old Calyx, then the drinks are on you. Come on, let's continue this outside. Yippee! Yippee! Sorry. I was up in my own little world. Shall we get started? Are you alright, Geode? Me? I'm well enough given the circumstances. It was the Queen's fondest wish that her subjects remain shielded from the horrors of death, and so they were for the longest time. And the mortality once again becomes an unavoidable fact of life. They're greeted with an outbreak of bloody violence. Many are bound to give the endless alternative serious consideration. Indeed, and I do not blame them for that. It is only natural that such thoughts should come to mind. What I cannot forgive is the way Calyx wields fear and misery to manipulate people into making that choice. No one, not Calyx, nor anyone should dictate how we cope with the Inspector of Death. As one who lived as an Exalendrine, I wish to put choices for this country's future back into the hands of its citizens. And you think we can handle that responsibility? After everything you've seen of us? It is what I've seen that convinced me you can. I awoke 4 centuries later to find our people living and laughing beneath Alexandria's banner. Thus surprised and bewildered, I was overjoyed to see it so. You all deserve to be happy. Well then, we'd best not let you down. No, I suggest we move as a group. We don't know if or when a battle might find us. Oh, I believe someone came prepared for such an eventuality. Oh, is she a scholar? Is that grimoire you retrieved from the old castle? Yes, my parents gifted it to me when I was a child. They're adamant that I should learn to protect the living things around me. So is she a scholar? I was fortunate enough to have a tutor in the arcane arts, so I lay claim to some small measure of skill. If that's the case, it might be better if we split into 2 groups after all. It would certainly be more efficient for information gathering. I guess that makes sense. The 2 of you can take the west side of the recreation zone then. Rosie and I will take the east. The west. Very well, we shall end our patrol in the plaza. Dispatch to review, and await you there. We love our not classed classes. Let's do rounds then. We'll see what's what and chat to the people we meet along the way. Pay special attention to anyone who looks overwhelmed or overly excited. Hopefully that will earn us a tidbit or 2 we didn't know before. Huh. Okay. NPC stuff. Yippee! Are the sentries in L really safe to be around now? I just know it's going to happen again, and maybe next time I'll be the one who dies in a horrible accident, okay? Under the near regulator, becoming endless is the only way. Even Queen Speed said so. You want to hear my story? Well, I appreciate you offering a sympathetic ear. There's not much to tell. If you must know, a good friend of mine died when those machines went crazy. His aerial lid dropped right out of the sky. And he didn't survive the crash, goddamn. Dude got Final Destination. Damn fool wasn't even wearing a regulator. I know that's not so strange these days, but you never bothered with fun. He was at peace with the idea of dying someday, and I thought I understood what that meant until it happened. Yippee! What has me in such a fine mood, you ask? Well, I've just rested to remind your regulator. I was literally becoming nothing but memories at first. But now that I've gone through with registration, I've never felt more at ease. As once it was done, the regulator displayed the current numbers of the 5,000 slots available. Over 3,800 have already been filled. So if you're still hesitant, you have not much time to make your mind. Mark my words, friend. When there's only a few slots left, it's going to get very ugly. Rosie, the word. I feel like there was a new factor in these stories we've heard. One we hadn't considered during our discussion with everyone in the back room. That people are still deathly afraid. It's a point of concern, don't get me wrong, but I think we're acutely aware of it already. That fights are likely to break out over the new regulators? The fact that nearly 4,000 people have registered is worthy of its own report. But are you sure there was anything else? That the victim of violence wasn't wearing the regulator? Yes, that's it. The vast majority of residents have always worn regulators. So it's not a detail we normally think about. With the supply of souls cut off though, more and more people have been going around without them. We need to look into the casualties from the recent attacks and check whether or not they were equipped with regulators. Let's check around the street over to the east. It was pretty chaotic at the time, but maybe we'll find eyewitnesses who can help us confirm if this was a pattern or not. Yippee! Okay, all the way up there. Speed! It's so far. Yippee! Unnamed Sentry. Hello. How are you today? Please let me know if I may be of service. Citywide casualty data available. Government officials are currently processing reports from all affected zones. Can narrow it down to the recreation zone then? You must have some estimates on hand. The Calibrium perimeter is injured 87 individuals, casualties 19 individuals. Casualties equipped with regulators 0. Yippee! We should know if the people who died in the machine rampage were wearing regulators. I'm sorry about it. Assigned to cleaning away debris. I didn't see any of the deceased. No bodies were present at the time I arrived, so I assumed the ushers had already done their work. I do remember there being patches of white dust scattered around. That required a chore to clean up, but nothing else worthy of mention. Rosie. I think it's time we rejoin Cryo and Speen. I was actually joking with my busted shell, but we may have stumbled upon something major here. We should share our findings and keep pursuing this individual. Didn't Cryo say to meet them in the plaza just outside True View? Let's get going. The words. Yippee! Yeah, let me be faster. Yippee! So essentially you're saying that the people who were killed by malfunctioning machines weren't wearing regulators? While the numbers are still tentative and only apply to that one zone, we don't know how they'll stack up against the overall data, but this is definitely more than a coincidence. I think it's safe to say that anyone who had their regulators removed was a priority target. Now that you mention it, the person I was treating for injuries wasn't wearing one either. But why? Why are they being targeted over anywhere else? Based solely on the lack of a veneer regulator, we cannot judge if a person has no desire to become an endless, or if they simply fail to acquire one of the limited devices. But those who wear no regulator at all, they have clearly rejected the old system using souls to revive themselves. Put another way, they have chosen to live their lives in the knowledge of that death is an inevitability. Chances that such resolute people would wish to become an endless are far lower, I would imagine. And so Calyx has chosen those least likely to accept the vision as victims to stoke fear and panic. But there was no need to kill anyone. But the way things were, the people were already fearful enough. We could have found 5,000 willing citizens without all this madness. You make a good point. Perhaps this sowing of terror is in service to another scheme. I had some other need to afford the life he's taken. What did the dust found at various sites? Right. The sanitation worker's story. He saw no bodies, but mentioned piles of white dust. Dust but no bodies? Now where have I heard that before? Do you recall when we went to save Arrow? From the sentries in the outskirts, the usher Malachite told us much the same thing. When I arrived, I found no body, only a pile of dust which the wind quickly scattered. Confused, I questioned the residents, but none knew what became of it. That both stories speak of missing remains is suspicious enough, but the shared mention of this dust is too much to ignore. In that case, we should confirm the substance was present at other sites, and attempt to ascertain its nature. Following this thread may lead us not only to an explanation for the missing bodies, but also the intent behind Calyx's murderous actions. Where is he? We need your help. I lost control over the soldiers in the residential area. They may be trying to hurt people again. Oblivion members are on their way now. But are you close enough to join them? Damn it. Our new investigation will wait. Let's go! Yippee! Can we get a voice acting scene? Oh. No. Please no. Okay. Yeah, that's not creepy at all. Goddamn. They're not wearing regulators. Uh, Forgive me. I was reckless. You should have had to waste time returning to my wounds as well. Do you see our other comrade back there? He stayed behind in the lobby, but I heard sounds of fighting. I am sorry. He must have fallen protecting the residents. Oh yeah. Our comrade. I think he may have been struck down. If he is wounded or worse, I should go to him. Wait, please. This isn't safe. And you still need to rest. Would you stay with Milos and watch over Isadra for me? You attend for your friend. Thank you. Please care for yourself. Yippee. Isadora is going to be alright then. I'm so glad. I've just finished my ministrations here. Our brilliant comrade has beyond saving, I'm afraid. That brave soul. He gave his life to save another. He died protecting me. I don't understand why any of this is happening. That sentry was behaving normally like any other, but all of a sudden it tried to kill me. Weapons or no? Alex commanded them to commit murder. Is it over? It came as soon as... I don't know how to pronounce that. That word. I'm sorry. By the time we arrived, it was already too late. And Geode could be in trouble too. Once we have this radius locked down, we need to find him. But why? Has something happened? Possibly. We're not sure what. But he stopped responding to our communications. We need to prioritize securing the residential sector, though at least until we regain control over the sentries. Then we should search for Geode. I agree, since most of the Believing members have sworn off regulars. If our theory holds true, then they could be prime targets for the next attack. Please do what you can to shepherd the residents to safety, but avoid the sentries at all costs. Thanks. Here, take these communicators. We've made modifications to them to prevent Kali from intercepting the signal and have been using them to coordinate movements with allies in the vicinity. Like, has one too. So ask her to keep helping Geode. Good luck and stay safe. Geode said he would sleep the surrounding area, so you shouldn't have ventured too far. Let's get going. Yippee! Issue no sign of Geode. Perhaps you should search further to the east. Yippee! He's back on the scene. Ishino sign shield. White's voice crackles forth from the communicator. Shield, answer me! There is no response. Perhaps you should continue your search further to the east. That's a long load. Yippee! Ishino signed shield. The neighboring residential areas would be the next logical place to look. Cutscene, yippee! Voice acted? How do I fix this? Oh, seems other people are having the same problem. I don't know how I'd fix this. There's apparently no voiceover on the stream. So that's not good. Maybe fix that spatial sound on?
Oh, you're alive! Thank the gods!
Was that heard? Oh wow, that's stupid. Oh, that fixed at least.
Where are you now?
The radius next door. The lobby is secure. I'll scout the second floor. Then I'll join it. That dust.
Dust? What are you talking about? What's happening?
They're not just collecting souls. They're draining the bodies of corporeal ether. The dust that we saw was all that was left of the victims. They must have modified the soul cells. Shit.
Hell yeah. Hit the clinker. Oh no. No ammo. Are you kidding me? You can't reload. Just punch him. Hell yeah. Oh no, now it has a gun. Never mind. It doesn't know how to use a gun. Oh. It was a fake.
A trap.
That's terrible. Oh no. We gotta get there fast.
Take care of the others, eh?
Oh. Oof. That sucks. Come on.
No sign of him so far. This way, maybe?
No. Okay. Nobody yet.
Geode!
Oh no. No. They just evaporated him. Goddamn. They literally turned him to his ashes.
A shame. I had hoped to leave here with at least one more cell's worth of ether. But seeing how eager you are to interfere, I shall cut
Just
this foray
extracted the
short.
aether out of them. Jesus Christ.
Calyx. What could you possibly stand to gain from these atrocities?
Ether sufficient to generate 5,000 endless. How would you acquire it?
How would I?
Until I have the key, the reflections are closed to me. Thus do I make do with the sources at hand. 7% of Alexandria's current population will yield the energy to convert 5,000 into endless. With 11%, operations could continue unabated for 800 years. Our bodies are fated to decay sooner or later. These ones refuse the gift of eternal life, so what difference does it make if I return them to ether now?
Can we just kill them?
I will not waste time and resources on meaningless conflict. This unit cannot offer you worthwhile resistance. Instead, I pose a question. Would you hand over the key if I promised to halt my harvest?
No. I will halt your harvest by defeating you!
It was foolish of me to even ask.
Damn right it was.
I return to my work then. There is much to do if I must take the key by force.
Goddamn. Let me hide him. No! No! You can grow him into a lalafell. And the Sosa he left behind. Was that his twisted away returning shield to us? Damn you, Alex. Damn you and your careless cruelty! He was our friend. Even so, some might say every death was justified. If it meant 5,000 endless could continue their immortal lives, and if reflections stolen Aether allowed for many more endless, why that too would be a noble sacrifice for the greater good. Who could even think that? Not I. Trinity, not I. We know only too well. There is not noble in this sacrifice. We have to stop him. We have to find Calyx and put an end to this madness as soon as possible. And under no circumstances can we let this key fall into his possession, Rose. If it falls to us, we will thwart his plans here in Alexandria before he can terrorize innocents and reflections elsewhere. Hell yeah. We should return to the back room. Some of the others need to know what happened. Yes, that's why I meet us there as well. Cutscene after. pretty.
Our dear Geode.
The soldiers. If only I'd been able to control them.
This isn't your fault, Gololja. The blame lies with Calyx, and with him alone. It's all so senseless. Why force his plans upon us when we're already happy, living our lives? What does he even think life is?
I guess,
I'll never
theoretically.
forgive Calyx for doing this.
I mean, I feel like that's happened before.
Or myself for being powerless to stop him.
Wait, where are you going?
To clear my head. Don't worry, I won't do anything stupid.
Stay here and get some rest. I'll make sure Nostalgia stays out of trouble.
Thank you.
You should just throw out her wizard arrow. Maybe even Night Shield.
Things would have been far worse if you and Geode hadn't rushed in there. Many people are still alive because of you. And after adding what you discovered to the leads we've dug up, I'm hopeful we can determine where Calyx is hiding. But not right now.
Goodbye, W's entered Agile.
We need time before we can move on. Just a little time.
Oh, Geode.
And our comrade gone. Some days still was more than I can bear. Geode was using older brother's nostalgia on me. Still knew him longer though. And is surely taking it the hardest. And that's on top of what happened with yes. Do you think you could check on her? See how she's doing. She's like to put on a brave face. If it's me or my sister. I need to get a water. I will be right back. Yippee! I am back. We need to press on with the hunt for Calyx. But I can't seem to focus. I should be better than this. I know. As you said, you need time to work through it. You're right. I ought need to hear my own words. As it stands, I'm no use to anyone. I don't know how to pronounce that. She used to say the best thing to do with grief was to let it all out. So I think I'll take myself over to the Heaven Sky and say my goodbyes to Geode. Why don't you come along? I can use some of the blubber too if you've the shoulder spare. Right then. Let's get out of Everkeep for a bit. Bird. The fair trek on foot. I've arranged for a couple of air wheelers. They had their communication modules removed, so even Calyx shouldn't be able to seize control of them. Say the word and we'll set off. Yippee! Take me! With common riders, these air wheelers are gentle babies. You won't find a smoother ride anywhere else. For years now, I've been taking one out for her for a turn whenever I needed to lighten my mood. Sometimes Geode would come along too, and we end up racing. Does that surprise you? Our friendship always had a competitive edge. We would often talk about how one day we might fly our viewers outside a dome. Yippee! This is sick. Are these mounts yet? I want one. Almost there. Be sure the ground is clear before you touch down. Phew. That's helped clear my head a touch. You know, Rose, you might be the first person that I've ridden who wasn't an Oblivion crew. As far as I remember, at least, the memories from my regular days aren't exactly reliable. Come on, let's head inside. Probably the way will be clear of pests today. Probably won't be. Yippee! Max! Yippee! Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yippee! I think I'm using the wrong spell. I am. Thanks. You can use your voice touching couches sometimes. They just wander in and block the only path. Not that it's slowed you down at all. I never seen you fight up close before. And the surveillance vehicle didn't do it justice. Hopefully that keeps the route clear for a while, shall we? Coffee! Yippee! Where's that beer?
Whenever we lost a comrade,
Don't pretend it's coffee.
the three of us would come back here to reminisce. Me, Geode, and Kafkiwa. Will you raise a glass?
To Geode's memory.
Oh,
People!
what are the two of you doing here?
I had a feeling you'd show up. Would you like to join us?
I suppose I could spare a moment.
Yippee!
They tell us Oblivion's founders disappeared some decades ago under mysterious circumstances. And it was Kafkiwa who revived our organization. You and Geode
Kafkiwa?
helped her with that, didn't you? Tell us more about it. You're keen to know too, right? What they were like back then. The mad things they got up to. That sort of thing.
Those were the days. It was actually right before the
Cryo
Reformation that I met
broke the
Geode.
fourth wall and stared directly at the camera.
I still wore a regulator then. I'd recently lost someone close to me. And also quit a long stint as an adapter to work at a bar of all places. It paid me to sit with patrons and keep them company. So Geode came in one night. It wasn't long before we got into an argument. First-time customer, but tempers flared. And then one of us threw a punch.
You got into a fist fight? What were you even arguing about?
Damned if I know. We were deep in our cups. I think we were both just frustrated and angry at everything. By the end of it, we were both sprawled out in the street. Pair of drunken fools. Then this odd machine stopped to lecture us, scolding us for obstructing the foot traffic and not taking better care of ourselves.
I can't imagine you ever being in such a sorry state. The odd machine. That was Kafkiwa, I take it.
That it was. Once she was done upbraiding us for our unseemly behavior, she launched into a recruitment pitch. Kafkiwa explained that she wanted to protect the outside world from Zoralja's invasion, to keep him from bringing ruin to the place her beloved son lived. And if we were so intent on self-destruction, then perhaps we might consider risking our hides for a just cause. It was a lot to take in. I hadn't given much thought to what lay beyond the barrier. And learning that Kafkiwa herself was already dead was enough to make my head spin. But Geode and I were intrigued by her ideas and wanted to see this future of hers come to pass.
Geode often spoke of it. He told me that meeting Kafkiwa was what first taught him the value of remembering people.
Hello.
Like he was sharing a holy
Welcome
revelation.
to stream. Hope your day is going well.
Back then, you hadn't yet taken on Oblivion's name, had you?
Is that so? I just assumed.
It hadn't been Kafkiwa's intention to carry on Oblivion's legacy, nor adopt the cause your parents championed. Not initially, at least. She wasn't even aware such an organized resistance existed. She did, however, suspect the presence of other dissidents, those who objected to resurrecting the memories of the dead in defiance of the natural order. In the hopes of identifying like-minded comrades, we began searching the core system for traces of unauthorized access. And that's how we found it. An anomalous sector in the back of the Neon Stein. According to Melancholy, the door to that mystery had remained firmly shut since she took over the business.
The back room.
The back room. We forced our way in, only to discover that the hideout had long been abandoned. Although the occupants were gone, the equipment they'd left behind contained records of a group calling itself Oblivion. After reading through their exploits and their vision for the future, we made the decision to carry on their work.
Thus were my parents' and Kafkiwa's hopes bound together.
And carried onward by Shale and Geode.
We could never have made it this far on our own, of course. Not without the strength of arms you and your friends provided.
This story's depressing, man. I just wanted my vacation. Why does everything
Losing
wrong?
comrades is a hard thing, but being here, thinking back on the moments we shared.
Why does everything
I can
wrong
see
always
their
happen
smiles, hear their laughter.
when I'm getting the bits of
I
happiness?
feel their presence, and I know they're still with us. But these memories of mine are for me alone. Reminders of why I chose to do this. And why I'll stay the course. Right. Time we got back to work. Thank you, everyone.
Yippee!
No, it's me who should be thanking you. Though the pain is still deep, I don't feel like I'm drowning in it anymore. Let's get out there and put a stop to Calyx. For you, for me, and for everyone who's ever believed in Oblivion.
I appreciate you helping me through this. And not only the grief you've helped me see that my comrades mean even more to me than I realized, which only fuels my determination. I'll be spending every waking moment working to bring Calyx to account for these crimes. I'll do my part, then you do yours. Oblivion needs you. No. Options. What does Red Mage need? this red mage even need? Any of these? It wouldn't need spell speed since all my actions are basically instant. I think purity is only for healers. I'll take this one. Time I went back to locating Calyx's lair. I have a new strategy in mind, but it remains to be seen if it will aid in narrowing down the possibilities. Now let's Cryo for help. I want to re-examine the data, starting with that of her parents. After all, they were the first to break away from preservation and establish an organized resistance with Oblivion. There must be something in there that can point us in the right direction. What are your plans for Rose? Rose, is that you? Apologies for calling so suddenly. I've been making rounds in the outskirts, and I cannot help but feel as though something is amiss. When asked to join me, your perspective would be most appreciated. I can wait until you finish Danny's shell, of course. It seems your plans are decided for you. Go on. I have to speak with before I return to the back room. Yippee! The voice acting is tiring, man. Why do they do this for hours? Yippee! Chocobo. I want to ride my chocobo every day. I love chocobos so much. They should be in every game. Give them guns. Give my birds guns. They deserve to shoot people. Rose, thank you for coming. As I mentioned, I would benefit from your worldly experience. Perhaps it is my imagination, but the townspeople appear to be acting oddly. That is even considering the current state of affairs. As I am yet unfamiliar with the outskirts, I thought you might be better equipped to judge if their behavior is unusual or not. Will you speak with them and see what you think? I hope to be proven wrong. I fear something is not right here. Yippee! Now please tell me you brought me more neo-regulars. Officially they've been handed out already. But I heard rumors there were a few left over. Sure you come from so handsome. Perhaps Queen's Feet. I may not look it, but I was a hunter once. Back then I hardly gave that a second thought, but now that I know the truth, it's all I can think about. There has to be a way to hold on. There has to. Greetings. I remember when you visited with Queen's Fiend. Don't share an hour of well-being, have you? I can say that things are very stressful out here. Without knowing if or when our machinery might turn murderous. The specter of death is ever present. People are terrified and the clamor for neo-regulars has reached a fever pitch. I personally was fortunate to have claimed a new device early on. I have long since completed registration. Death has no hold over me now. I must begin my prayers. Darkness draws closer, grows deeper, and we must cast it out. You're not regulating the regulator. Do you know the end is coming? Well, it's your life to lose. Me? I got myself one of those near regulators just a little while ago. As soon as I did, a display appeared showing the number of registered users. Right now it's sitting at 4,186. 68? I think you read that wrong. The upper limit was 5,000, wasn't it? Seems the total shot right up after those machines malfunctions. It's only a matter of time before everyone's registered. I pity those who weren't chosen, but I'm going to be an endless. I'm going to evolve and live happily ever after. Sheba. Sheba's cute. So, what do you think? Was that right to worry? Tensions are running high. Yes, that's exactly it. The people are overwhelmed by uncertainty and fear. With each new registration, that fear inside them grows more insistent. How long until it drives them into full-blown panic? Rosie, can you come to the resolution? We have a problem. I'm already here with Lemity and Alfinod. It sounds like she wants us there in a hurry. We should go. Please let this be accepted.
What's happened? Sorry to drag you out here, but I thought it best you see for yourself.
Death is your constant companion. Though you toil with diligence, death may come ere your reward is bestowed. Though your grand works be poised for completion, death may come ere you wake the following morn. Though you enjoy a life of peace and good fortune, death needs but one instant to claim you. Your bodies are weak. Your heart, your brain, every fragile organ rolls the dice from moment to moment. Sheer chance deciding if they function or fail. Be you stoic or generous or righteous, no virtues tip the scales in that fatal reckoning. The choice is made without reason. The end is cloaked in terror. That is what it means to die.
The announcement began after we finished our meeting with Gossen. As for its source, well...
Alex.
I can take him.
There is no shame in being afraid. It is that very fear which will drive you to conquer death. Let us set a new course for mankind. Let us preserve our existence unto perpetuity. Hope for it, wish for it, pray for it. We will become endless.
No thanks.
With evolution's brilliance, will we banish the ever-present darkness of mortality.
Change isn't easy. No one ever wants to take the first step. But this is the right path for us. What other way could there be? I'm gonna do it. I'm going to register.
Vauwuklamat! You couldn't have come at a better time. Please, you have to let us move to Tuliolal.
It's too dangerous to stay here. Who knows when the next century will turn on us? Even if we wanted to become endless, there are no more Neo-regulators to be had. Fleeing is our only option.
If the solution was as simple as leaving, then we'd all have left already. Did you not hear the announcement? For the
Susie,
living, death is a foregone
you've had more
conclusion.
time than me.
No matter where we go, or who we shelter with, we won't get another chance like this to overcome our fate.
Easy for you to say when you have that regulator.
The Landsguard are on their way as we speak, and arrangements have been made to see that you
Always
all
will be.
safely evacuated. Tulichola will aid you in whatever way we can. So please, remain calm.
I want to help Alexandria. I want to save its people. But what can I do? I am not their queen.
Kill him. Easy. Calyx has access to the core system, which means that if he chooses to do so, he could deploy the soldiers beyond the barrier. If our people learn to live with death and decide to leave the dome behind, they will not be beyond his reach. If it serves to allay their fears even a little, I beg you, Wuklamat, please, let them shelter in Tuliyola. We will welcome any and all who want to come. We've already begun evacuations, and we'll be able to pick up the pace once the Landsguard arrives. In which case, we had best spread out and keep an eye on the crowds. The mood is tense, and we must prepare for possible violence. If you happen to determine where Calyx is hiding, though, you'll be ready to move at the moment's notice. Jelly will find a clue of some kind soon. You can't elude us forever. You keep hitting me with the hearts. Hell yeah, you caught the star. No, don't keep hitting me. It hurts. You can also, if you click on the rewards, you can pat me. Ow. No, I didn't read that. Violence of fear. This is not the future. She envisioned for her nation. Thank you for the head pat. Thank you, thank you. No, you. Tuliyola would gladly welcome every lesson centered with open arms. But we're the nation the late queen was so desperate to preserve, with the behavior of peace and laughter. Wuklamat. I won't stand here and let the legacy be sullied any further. I protect Alexandria. That was the promise I made to her at the last. But she betrayed you, did she not? Why do you feel this obligation? I saw myself in her, I suppose. We both felt people's joys as our own, yet alone we lacked the strength to protect them. There is so much that I love in this world. Too much for me to take in my arms and keep safe. And that made me afraid. I needed someone who shared that love and fear. So together, We could do what we couldn't do by ourselves. Or maybe it's simpler than that. Maybe I just wish that we could have been friends. Are you? Are you a punk rocker? Beautiful. That is the purpose that I put them in. Because I thought chat boxes looked ugly. So I just got these little robots that can speak for people. Oh yeah, I think he knows the dance. So when she turned to me in the final hour, desperate to safeguard Alexandria's future, I swore that I would see it done. In the end, I think you both found the friend you needed. I ought to be yours as well, Fiend. Whenever you fall or struggles arise, I'll come running to the rescue, and you do the same for me. That's how we protect the things we love. That's how we protect Alexandria! You're right. You're right! And don't forget about me. How could we? We'd not be where we are without you. Wait, we got a bit sidetracked there. We should probably be on our way. Do we patrol or see what Shiro needs our hand? There you all are. Luja. Oh, I predicted what Willamette said. Ah, splendid. We were afraid we'd miss you. As and the others said you were here. Good news, Rose. We finally found a chink in Calyx's armor. We discovered laboratories on Everkeep's 10th level that once housed a dozen preservation initiative. Containment Complex 1029's called, and it's falsely registered as a distribution center. In reality, it hasn't recorded any traffic in decades. We don't think this is where Calyx is hiding as such. Yeah, but in way, while containing clues that will point us in the right direction. Yeah, the closed captioning is it's something, alright? I'm sorry it took so long. Just to get this far if you're interested. But please say we all go and check it out together. Thank you for the hot pat. Thank you. Oh, also, there's another reward point. If you can make the big run speak for 500 points. It uses text-to-speech. Thank you for all your hard work. This is a huge step forward. And up. We need to take the lift to get to the complex. I cleared this expedition with the rebel authorities and have one of our people waiting to operate said lift. Let's not keep her waiting.
I am Combot.
Oh god. Oh no.
Did you know that the critically acclaimed mode Final Fantasy XIV has a free swing, and includes the entirety of a Webbound AWM the award-winning Heaven Sword expansion up to level 60 with no restriction zone playtime? Sign up, and enjoy ours here today.
Why? Yeah, very beautiful. You're welcome. Willing to head on up. Next up, the 10th level. The new one? I think Breaking Bad back. Thank you. It's very good. I'm glad you're watching it. I loved it. It's peak. Peak Superman. Better than anything Zack Snyder put out. I don't like Zack Snyder movies. Yeah, you're a punk rocker. You are.
This is one of preservation's laboratories.
Jesus Christ.
Some beatbox. Sure thing.
What the hell, Judy? I guess I should have expected it when I put TTS. Jesus.
It's so dark I can barely see.
This is the most beautiful thing ever. Oh my god, there are so many bots.
Just a moment. If I can reroute the power to the circuit.
They're all so beautiful.
You got the lights working.
Smell how stale the air is. This room hasn't been in use for many years.
It was thanks to Kryl and Galulja that we managed to
You will
locate
not
this place.
get those channel points.
You may remember that my earring contained the
Hey,
control code for the
if
gate
you
to the Golden
keep
City.
watching, you actually
As
get
it
channel
was
points like that.
Preservation that constructed the portal, we reasoned that the
You
code
also
to
get me
operate
paid.
it might include a signature of some sort, unique to their organization.
So I took a closer look, and a line-by-line examination yielded a string of symbols identifying the code's author.
Got bonked.
We then began accessing the nodes for every door in Everkeep, seeking out control codes which contained those same symbols. After a grueling search, we finally discovered our prize behind door number 1860. The entrance to the facility in
You're
which
just
we
gonna
now stand.
attack the other bot?
Probably still be
Kinda
at it if
rude.
Galulja hadn't been
You
around
did
to assist me.
nothing.
I took breaks, but Shale never stopped working. Not even
Wow.
once.
Double teaming? Your treasure shell. Oh no.
I can contribute precious little else, I'm afraid, but I appreciate your kind words. In any case, this next part will require your helping hands.
We need to spread out and search for something that may lead us to Calyx.
You can also do
We're more than happy
slash
to help,
sit
of course.
if you just want to
I
sit.
wonder, won't he realize we've found this place?
It's highly likely, and personally I hope he does.
He's sitting. I actually don't know how you get back up. Huh. I'll explain how we proceed. But according to the information I was able to dredge up, the device in question should have been installed in the director's office. Just like my arm. Except mine was modded by Kaiju. As for where that might be, yes, this map matches my data. This room we're in is the Researchers' Commons, located in the western side of the complex. The director's office is the northeast of here. So, we should cut across the circular chamber in the middle, yes? Yes, we should, but unfortunately for us, the interior door is locked. You need a security key with the appropriate clearance to open it. Judging by the mechanism, it'll probably be a card of some kind. Can't you, work some electro magic? I'll try my best. With this type of lock is well before my time. It may take a while to crack it. And in case I can't, you might want to look around and see if anyone left a security card behind. Considering the state of the place, it does seem like they abandoned it in some haste. I'd be surprised if we found one. Very well. Let's get to searching, shall we? I expect we'll have most luck looking where the researchers kept their personal belongings. Oh, thank you for subscribing. Thank you. Why is it? I'm just a little guy. Not work for subscriptions. He's supposed to announce it, but I guess I didn't set that up right. It works with everything else but subscriptions. It's kind of weird. Yippee! I mean, when I tested it, while setting it up, it did speak, but when people are actually subscribing, it doesn't. Yippee! It do be weird, especially when you have as many things as I do going on. My stream is just like ADHD, the setup. Nothing in there then. I'm not even sure where people keep their personal belongings in this day and age. Oh, did I really check the recycling bin for that? Oh, could that be what we're looking for? Try on the door and see if it opens. You hold the card-shaped object to the scanner. It's open. You did it, Rose. And a good thing too. I was getting nowhere with that outdated circuit. I'm curious though, why would they abandon a factory like this? It was run by a dictator, Demetrius. So that was Terminal told me. Perhaps there are more answers to be had once we venture further inside. Then let's continue onwards. The door to the director's office is across the central hub. Is this the dungeon? No? No good? Maybe we need a different card. Yes, the scanner is demanding level 3 security clearance to open the lock. As much as the delay chafes me, we had to comb through the nearby rooms and hope we stumble upon the cards we need. Let's start our search in the proto lab. The door's already open at least. You'll find a way through together, shall? I'm sure of it. Yippee! Let me in! The way this room is set up. The canister inserted into that large device looks to be a soul cell. Could this be where they conducted their experiments to create Endless? But we could probably spend days investigating this complex. Finding a way into the director's office must take precisions. Speaking of which, Guja mentioned a locker over in the corner that he couldn't open. Perhaps you could take a look? Oh. Well, if you figured it out. Have you figured it out yet? Can you type it? I'm too lazy to go through all this. But what if it's random? That'd be kinda rude. I dug through this data tab and found a journal. I read it to you. The results of experiment 158 show a marked improvement in the Aether interaction. At last we achieved the target value set by Master Calyx. The will become endless as power sandy particles. I will preserve this historical number along with my few there's so many words. My brain is dying. These notes seem to be about the research they did in here. Let's take a look. Experiment 148. Submitting inference candidate 201930 to be considered for efficiency procedure review. Experiment 158. Maximum value of 11509 recorded imperative study to be in the report. Alright then. One more. Experiment 163. New proposal produced a result of 9834. But I have no idea what any of that means. Maybe I will make sense of it later on. Yippee. Yippee! Where is he? You got the locker open. And you found another security card. But what does his stat say? Level 2? We did level 3, didn't we? Yes, but it should still open more doors for us to explore. You did well, Rose. These preservation numbers, that's such surprising in normal lives. If you know, it's losing the cards, I guess I imagine there'd be more, what's the word? Bloodless? Mechanical? my parents were once part of the preservation, if you recall. It would seem the researchers who agreed with Calix and his philosophy underwent the conversion into endless entities. But I assume those who could not or would not eventually left the organization altogether. No, I almost forgot the researchers kept journals in their data tablets. The one I read doesn't explain much, but something big happened in the complex. Afterwards, it was decided that everyone would become endless. The radio was really happy about this. You can tell how much they admired the Calix and his work. The entities ended after that, but maybe you can read more in the other tablet there. Right. Let's move this investigation to another room. Well, we have the Gertrude lab and the maintenance facilities that you search, but for access via the southwest corridor. Or was that southeast? I don't know. So let's back to the hub and locked doors across the way. Which will hopefully yield before our new security card. I'll take the other one if you like, until we have any more use for it. Yippee! Let's get this bread. Yes, it opened. So where should we go first? The Go-To lab or the facilities? Let's start with the lab. Yippee! So, there doesn't seem to be any power here. No, none at all. It's possible the energy supply for this room is on a separate conduit. Oh, no, none at all. It's possible the energy supply for this room is on a separate conduit, which means there should be a contingency for opening the door. Look here. There's a sign above the card scanner in case of an emergency. Backup power can be routed from facilities. The facilities room is now on the other branch of this corridor. Let's see about getting the power restored into the Gertrude lab, shall we? Goodbye, Jeremy. Answer that, Joe. Changing power supply. No good. It's returning an error. There must be a preliminary procedure. According to this error code reference, if the power supply has been interrupted for an extended power period of time, then we need to reconfigure both the emergency generator and the circuit control panels. Yeah, that's the emergency generator over there, isn't it? Yes, and by the looks of it, it's the same model as the one used in Heritage Found. But how does it send power to the other labs? Ah, I see. The energy cable attached to the base of this terminal leads down to the hall directly to the Gertrude lab, which means we need a way to connect the generator to that cable. What about these panels on the floor? Could this be a circuit we need to reconfigure? I believe you have a direct of it. The control panel is set into each of the tires, recreate an unbroken path for the power to follow. What I wouldn't give for an instruction manual. Indeed, if you look around for any procedures, I'll keep digging through the terminals, the directories. I also have someone to operate the generator. I could do that. I've used that type of machine before. I would be willing to try and reconfigure the path circuit. The rest of us can help by supplying Rose with whatever information might be found on the circuitry configuration. Yippee! Okay, that's neat. Where do I have to align these? Okay, I see. Then this one to a square. Yep. This one could be a triangle? No, a diamond. And then this one also a diamond. Oh, no. That bottom should have a path. Triangle? No, that's in a different direction. Circle? Okay, yeah, it's circle. Yeah, connected all the circuits. Inform your comrades of the successful configuration. It worked. We did it, Rose. The digital lab should now be fully powered. Well done, everyone. Information. To re-access a certain data log before moving on. Check your storage files, and one of the labels caught my eye. Preservation. Generally dated title. Of course. It'd only take a moment to bring up the contents. Ah. It looks to be a text-based document. I read it out. Preservation at Alexandria Institute for Technological Development was founded by Calix, an 11-year-old child prodigy. Approval for establishing the organization came during Alexandria's involvement in the storm surge. With Calix's design for new defense solutions, funded in large part by the Treasury. As the conflict grew in intensity and casualties, much of Calix's bundled preservation resources towards the protection of memory storage. Research in this field continued even after the storm surge came to an end, with Calix eventually electing to preserve his own memories in a virtual domain. This account is before Biff embraced his endless existence hundreds of years ago. And only once, before the storm surge began, I was intending my father, who is the reigning king of Alexandria. Calix could not have been more than 10 years of age, and required constant treatment for his debilitating illness. Yet still he published theories so highly regarded that even the royal family was aware of his achievements. I should not be lost to the injustice of death. Even now I can hear the single-minded will behind his words. So it was when war came to our kingdom my father was quick to commit. His unwavering support to the somber youth and his proposals for preservation. Several years later, the ensuing violence that brought the death of both my parents overwhelmed. I was by my sudden succession to the throne. I suspect they spared me the reports on Alice research and other less urgent matters. Though you had no way of knowing what kind of person Calix was changing into. Did he change? I wonder. Perhaps he was ever the type to value ideals over competition. I have to see it all the time. Or perhaps he did change, but still driven by those same deeply held beliefs. The fatality is cruel and unjust, and his will to deliver mankind from his fate. Whatever the case may be, we cannot allow him to shape our future. Let's press on, shall we? If I've done my job correctly, the door to the Duchy of Lab should be accessible now. I'll give everything a once over just to be sure. Yeah. Yippee! Energy current seems stable enough. Still, you should let me handle this one. The security card, please. Oh. And the quick prayer. That is sure the way to prevent me from inside out. Yippee! Let's not die to wires. get this door open. People. Some of us silk. Let's try to see what awaits. Cutscene. Yippee. Gods above. Isn't that? Oh Lord. It is. The conditions of dimensional fusion. There looks to be a schematic on the monitor. And they've used it to make another key. But isn't it missing the shard inside, like the one Rose has? Ah. We may have been laboring under a misconception. The key was originally a relic. Once this treasure came into its possession, the preservation began working to harness the power to cross dimensions. Aside from the crystal, we can see that all the vessel components were constructed here. So what might that tell us? This is just a device that made to control it. That would be the logical conclusion, yes. It is as my parents explained. The key remains shrouded in mystery. Preservation documented it with electro, but never grasped the technology's underlying principles. To this day, not a single person understands the mechanics of the interdimensional fusion, let alone imbue the key with its power. No one did so, nor why. None makes sense. Felix tried the key because its vessel was made by preservation. I believe that is much we may learn in this room. On our next visit, I will have to enlist Yoshula's assistance for a thorough investigation. I told him curious about a great many things, but putting down Felix's whereabouts is our priority. Probably there is a security card in here that grants access to the director's office. The ritual conducted in this lab appears to have been highly confidential in nature. It's not personal. Must have belonged to the organizations of the Agalons, and that means higher security clearance. We spread out like any guards left behind. Remember, anything less than a level 3 is no good to us. Jesus, it's 2 AM. I would have expected detention by now. I shall examine it to be sure. Yippee! Oh wow. If it isn't exactly what we needed. Nice work, Revenge, eh? Oh, a level 3. That should get us into the director's office. What was it to you? Were you hoping to find it in there again? Shell? You were saying that a certain device was going to help us. Right. I haven't probably explained myself, have I? I'm looking for a data, really. I think we discovered I don't know how to pronounce it. A boundary complex that performed a cursory investigation which detected a connection to an outside network. When I traced the devices, the data is routing like a french fry from a web of Everkeep's security cameras. Turned away, Calix is always stepping when it's... Oh god, my words. Considering the way Calix is always one step ahead of us, we must assume he's quickly seized control of the city's surveillance system, and has been using it to monitor our activities. Is there any way I can make the dialogue box bigger? To monitor what you mean, as the keyholder are planning. But since Calix is the ultimate recipient of those transmissions, the fluid data is like a river that we can follow back to him. Which is why I need the data, really. If I can analyze its device and see where it's routing all this surveillance traffic, then you can pinpoint Calix's position. That said, he has done nothing to impede our progression, which makes me think I might be on an entirely wrong track. Maybe the reason he isn't stopping us is because he can't. Thanks to the Ultracaster, Calix has said he was measuring her river's strength. What can he possibly dream up that's stronger than her? Nothing. I'm practically a god up at this point. Now, speaking of cameras, there was another thing I meant to mention. I found evidence that someone deliberately disabled the surveillance feed in this room. The most recent recording was also crudely deleted. I was able to restore the data through, though, if you'd like to see it. I'll start the show then. Can this be voice acted, please?
Are you really planning to?
Hell yeah.
Yes. The idea of eternal life. It's begun to frighten me.
I struggle to renounce our conventional wisdom. Death is the means by which life prunes its branches, leaving the trunk to grow strong and tall. We die so that our species may flourish. What would become of mankind were we to halt that process? If unending stagnation is the fruit of our labor, then perhaps we strive for the wrong thing.
Your argument is a rejection of Master
Dude's got
Calix's
the
vision.
hentai hair.
I suppose it is. Perhaps such dread would not plague me, were I capable of sharing his perspective on the subject.
But I cannot. He and I are too different, in too many ways. I lack his extraordinary genius. I had no illness threatening to cut my life short, no singularity of will to cut away all distractions and focus solely upon research.
Yippee!
I have nothing but respect for his determination. The way he overcame his prognosis and seized the means to transcend death itself. But I'm not convinced that this obsession with living is the right path. That's why I've decided to leave preservation and put all my effort towards building a legacy for the next generation to come. Surely you...
Oh. God damn, okay. Jesus Christ.
Protocol, you understand. There can be no exceptions.
Holy hell. You guys are insane. Totally wanted to leave, and he executed her. I checked the images against the personal data, and the man who pulled the trigger was Director Dominus himself. The thing to find on him pointed to Japan. Infatuation with Magic Alex. Commander's room had been out of operation ever since the incident. Given that the recording was erased, I can only assume he was trying to conceal his grisly deed from the other researchers. I'm not surprised, given how my parents got their defection from the institution. They spoke directly me through a portal, even as preservation agents closed in on them. I dare not ask what became of them after that, but it turns out they were captured by their pursuers. They did not regret their actions. Right, the echo. I only saw them as they were. Your words give me great comfort. I cry. Worry not, Speen. Thanks to the Haven living memory, I was at least able to meet my parents and learn what they stood for. It is enough for me to carry on. Even now, we don't know how the conflict unfolded between your parents and preservation. But what do we know is that your mother and father cleverly expunged every last trace of their movements. They made sure no one could cross the source that threatened their child's safety. Right. Let's press on, shall we? This tale behind the key deserves a fitting conclusion. To the director's office! Yippee! Let me in. You hold a level 3 security card up to the scanner. There we go. Let's head inside. Let's find that data relay and don't be shy. They won't speak up if anything odd catches your eye. Where is he? Come with me, I might have need of that security card. Yeah. Damn, this terminal isn't connected to any outside networks. They can't be the data relay I'm looking for. The software is also smaller than the map suggested. I thought we're in the right room. What am I missing? Sorry, Razor. Keep asking the others to search the office for any clues to this infuriating puzzle. Yippee! You find a comfort note bridge between the file binders. There's passwords from president terminals, virtual lab, and the director's office. Yippee! Oh, cutscene with this one? Door to the lock just swings open easily. Oh! Beautiful. Yeah, because there's nothing now. Yeah, there's nothing. No. pick up the data tablet and we can skim through the contents. Our personnel have undergone processing. Once the shutdown protocols have been completed, I'll proceed with my own code dissolution. Oh god, there's just so many. They're just reports. You guys don't need to hear that. My throat hurts. Yippee! Have you found something? Yippee! Thank you. The misplaced note, was it? Please be voice acted. That does not look voice acted. Your instructions for accessing a secure room, no less. You need to enter a password on 3 different terminals at the same time. There was no such room marked on the map, was there? No, a precautionary measure was made, no doubt. And the passwords involved, I expect the access lift itself to be concealed too. Concealed? By electrope, you mean? Nah, could it be that wall? I thought it seemed odd when I walked past. Remember what Kakura said, Xiao. Never trusting their trope service. You can pass right through that trope. Truly, I never had that property in my time. Everyone is having a little fun, I think. But with me, is electrum can project a false appearance. In which case, it shouldn't be too hard to disable. We have a little fun. Another door. I managed to deactivate the projection, but the lock is another story. Didn't that lay out the password protocol? So we go ahead and try it. I agree. 2 people should prepare the lab terminals for input while the rest of us look for passwords here in the office. I'll take the proto... then I'll take the nature lab. So many words. It might be better if you stayed seen. Your knowledge of Alexandria and his people could be needed here. Yes, you're right. If the passwords are hiding behind clues, that may be something I can help with. I can help too. I've lived my whole life in Alexandria, after all. I will take the digital lab duty then. You can keep in touch with your communicator to match our timing. Where is it? You have the honor of entering the office password. We can determine if we need to input, take your place at this terminal. We'll stand by, you gotta book along cryo through the process. You know, there was that display plate over there. The one with gems. I thought since it was an electrode, it might have some other purpose. But I can't find any switches or buttons to make it do anything. If you can help figure that out. Yippee. Another tool. Is there a tool in here? Nope. This is pictures. Yippee. They kept touching the drawers with books. I found a cure puzzle made of electro. It's probably just a toy, but maybe. You got it. Let's see. If I made this pair out, then connect this sticker to another. There! Huh, there's something inside. Oh, is that the jewel I need? Give it to me! Give it to me, child! Yippee! Yes, I knew that jewel would come in handy. Let me see. Read the stones. This must be about the special minis Alexandrians have gems. Old belief, I think, where each gem has. Yes? If any question, you only need to ask. Well, I was taught that Alexandria represents the concept of protection. It is incidentally also the word in Alexandria's name. Yippee! Alexandria has a set of protection. Sapphire represents honesty and God represents devotion. And hopefully they're right. Yippee! That's for sure. Yeah. Pretty tight right here. Yippee! Going to murder this game. Ow. Yes! Oh, I'm so glad that worked. Yeah, so am I. That secure room is the only place we've reached. Secure room is the only place we've yet to search. If the data relates to anywhere, it has to be there. You'll venture as soon as Clement and Kyle rejoin us. Alright. Alright, everyone. Time to board the lift and see what awaits us. Yippee. That monitor's set up though.
This terminal doesn't
That
look
will be mine
special
one
to
day.
me, but this is definitely what we're after?
It is. But whether or not it will suffice for our purposes is another question.
The Endless are created using the memories of the deceased. But as memories are, in essence, collections of data, the resultant entities have no physical form. These data entities, as we might call them, have only two methods for interacting with the material world. One of these we saw in Living Memory, where the Endless are granted temporary bodies through the use of corporeal ether. They become much like solid ghosts that one can see and touch. The other method, which Kafkiwa employed, is the remote operation of a machine. But where do you suppose the Endless are to be found when not inhabiting a physical body?
The Endless are memories. And if memories are data, then...
Send that trip somewhere.
Yes, we suspect they reside in a virtual domain, one contained entirely within an electrope-based machine. We've seen such a realm before, after all.
Oh, you mean like the Alexandria made from the Endless Fiend's memories? It all seems so real.
So this virtual domain, it would also be housed within the Meso terminal.
But how? I thought we shut down all the terminals in Living Memory.
You did. And Kafkiwa's program performed just as she intended. The Meso terminal itself was deactivated, as evidenced by the failure of the device which was keeping Spheen's body in stasis. Be that as it may, we face a master of electrope engineering. That he managed to partition and protect the sector harboring his own memories is well within the bounds of possibility.
Let us say that the Meso terminal does indeed contain a second domain, and that Calyx himself resides there. This city, on the other hand, exists here in the source. That being the case, I thought perhaps we could prevent his remote interference by closing the gate to the Golden City, and thus severing the connection between worlds.
Except I tried to close it once already when I visited Living Memory. The process required administrative authorization, a restriction I assumed at the time had been imposed by the Queen.
But now you think Calyx might be responsible.
Just as I suspected. Even now, security transmissions from throughout the keep are being tapped by the core system and routed elsewhere. Almost every single one has you as its focus.
Oh.
He's keeping track of the keyholder's movements.
Time's up. And what a waste of time it's been.
Hello. Oh, that's good. Yippee.
Hoping to find me by tracing security data? That will not be necessary. Through a not inconsiderable effort, I've taken your measure and prepared a force sufficient to subdue you.
Let's kill him. Yippee!
Come. I invite you to the upper reaches of the Meso Terminal. The storage device which holds my memories is there. Break the memory bank and victory is yours. I, in turn, will seek to wrest the key from you with any and every means at my disposal.
And if we refuse this invitation?
I will wait, and continue to convert Alexandrians into Endless.
That's kind of rude.
Consider the urgency of the situation and make the wiser choice.
Answer me one question, Calyx. The Endless Fiend. When she was queen, you had her face an impossible task, then manipulated her into using the key when she was at her most desperate. If you can do all that, then why not whisk it away when her plans went to ruin? Why let it fall into our hands?
We pour salt in the wound. That disaster was a miscalculation on my part.
Thank you for that, Pat. Thank you.
As her end drew near,
Yippee!
Sphene and her restructured memories have become one with the terminal's control systems. In that singular place, in that singular moment, she wielded an authority greater than mine. Thus she was able to shield you, the neighboring sovereign to whom she entrusted her nation's future.
My fur is a bit sticky
That priceless
because she attacked me with so many hearts.
I am unsure to what degree she perceived my presence, but she knew
They
that
do,
someone was
and they
watching.
sting.
Does that satisfy your curiosity?
It does. And I'm satisfied that you will take nothing more from this nation. Not one more life, not one more future, not one single smile from another child's face. You hear me? Sorry for losing my temper, but there's only one way we can deal with people like Calyx. Whatever
Murder.
grand future he envisions, someone will be made to pay the price. And I won't let that happen.
I'm with you.
If I may, I realize it is not my place to say this. Even so, I must thank you both.
Yippee!
On behalf of my other self, allow me to say how grateful I am to have you as our champions.
Phew, but that was an adventure. It may not have been the method Shell was hoping for, but at least now we know where to find Calyx and what we need to do next. Indeed, I remain curious about preservation researchers. Is it the key that is investigation for another day? Now let's head straight to the back room. We should get everyone on the same page before we make our move. Yippee! Damn that Pastor Calyx. He waited until I was this close before snatching away my moment. And then feeling condescending way he spoke to us. You'll see whose time is up, you smug little weasel. Anyway, I think it didn't go to plan, but we learned a great deal about preservation. That knowledge could come in handy in the days to come, though I may not be able to contribute much to a dark location. I'm going to see it through with you all, providing whatever support I can. Yippee! Well, I shall be ending stream here. My throat hurts a lot. And I'll see you guys with Final Fantasy again maybe next week, Wednesday, whenever there's free time, so that we can fully commit a day to this. I found someone to raid too. Yippee!